Because you do not belong to the world, and I have chosen you out of the world hates you. Strong words from the Lord in the gospel today. And that's the truth, that there will always be a difference, a distinction between the kingdom of God and the world in which we are. The fact that as Christians we have our sight set on heaven will sometimes mean that we are in conflict or at odds with the values that the world proposes. And this can bring hate upon us. I think it's important, though, and our obligation as Christians, that we do everything we can to make sure that the only motive of hate would be our faith, our hope, and our charity. And so to live blameless in the eyes of the world in everything that is compatible with our faith. In the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, I think that's what's going on with Paul and Timothy. We know from other passages that Paul is firmly convinced that Christians are under no obligation whatsoever to be circumcised. And yet, here in this passage, we find that he has Timothy circumcised to avoid criticism on the part of the Jews. It's simply because, I think, that he recognizes that it's not worth fighting that battle, so to speak. It's much more valuable in the spreading of the gospel that he accept this constraint on the part of the Jews to then free himself and Timothy to better be able to proclaim what is important, salvation in Jesus Christ. So too for us, as we navigate the world around us, to be able to recognize where we can go along with something in the world so that we find a greater opportunity for evangelization to preach the gospel, and where, on the other hand, there is something contrary to our faith that we must resist with every fiber of our being. And yes, that will sometimes cause hate.